Hey everyone, it's Monday morning, May 12th, and welcome back to Capital Markets Quickie. I'm your host, Endrit Sella. Since it's Monday, that means it's time to dive into the big market movers for the week ahead. It's going to be a busy one, so let's get straight to it. Before we begin, a quick note, today's episode is sponsored by AMF Capital Asset Management Frankfurt. For tailored investment solutions and top-quality mutual funds, visit amf-capital.de. Well, folks, it's shaping up to be a really pivotal week. Let's start with the geopolitics because they could really set the tone. President Trump is heading to the Middle East, and that's happening just as there's some fresh hope for a ceasefire in Ukraine. Talks between Kiev and Moscow are tentatively planned for Thursday in Istanbul. That follows Putin's proposal and Trump pushing Ukraine to get to the table, quote, immediately. So, yeah, tensions are high, but there's also a sliver of diplomacy in the air. And speaking of diplomacy, all eyes are also on China. Xi Jinping just opened the China-CELAC Forum in Beijing, which really highlights how China's trying to flex its muscles in Latin America. We'll see if markets respond to that. Now let's talk earnings because wow, there are a lot. Today kicks off with UniCredit and Fox. On Wednesday, it's the big names in tech and industrials, Sony, Foxconn, and Tencent. Thursday brings results from Siemens, Allianz, Deutsche Telekom, and Alibaba. Oh, and Walmart too. Can't forget that one. So, yeah, pretty much a global earnings marathon. But the real heavyweight this week is inflation. On Tuesday, the US drops its latest CPI numbers. Markets are expecting year-over-year inflation at 2.4%, which is slightly cooler. We'll also get retail sales and core inflation data that same day, which should help shape expectations for the Fed's next move. Speaking of the Fed, Jerome Powell is on the mic Thursday. Mark your calendars. He'll be joined by officials from the European Central Bank and Bank of England, who also have some key speeches lined up. It's going to be central bank central this week. On the macro side, the UK will release its first quarter GDP numbers on Thursday. Expectations are for weak but still positive growth, so nothing dramatic there, but still important for market sentiment. Then on Friday, Japan reports its Q1 GDP, expected to grow just 0.1% quarter over quarter. It's small, but hey, it could mark the start of a rebound. Also on Friday, we'll get the Eurozone's trade balance and final April inflation numbers. And last but definitely not least, the Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index comes out in the US. It's always a good pulse check on how households are feeling, especially in a time of ongoing economic uncertainty. So bottom line, we've got geopolitics, earnings, inflation, and central banks all colliding this week. Buckle up, it's going to be busy. Thanks for tuning in to the Capital Markets Quickie. I'm Endrit Sella, and I'll see you back here tomorrow morning.